Hello, my name is Kajsa. I'm a voice actor, stage actor and singer. Have you ever wondered what it's like to work as a voice actor? In today's episode, the Italian voice actors Rossa Caputo and Riccardo Suarez will give you a better insight on working in the Italian dubbing industry, but also their experience from working on the Italian dub of Hazbin Hotel. You're listening to episode 1 of Voices and Visions Behind the Scenes. So we have very big names such as Erika Henningsen, Stephanie Beatrice, Blake Roman, Alex Brantman, etc. Did you feel any pressure that you had to sing songs that are written originally for Broadway actors?
I was terrified. I was
very scared.
I was saying Oreste, I think you made a mistake. I'm not good enough. I've never studied singing, you know? So I've learned. What?
That's the incredible thing, the thing that makes you angry, I think. You listen to this incredible voice, this incredible performer, and she's like, yeah, I never studied singing. Oh my god. It's like, I would like to... I would like to smother you, but it's incredible. Rossa is pure talent, and she actually doesn't do it, but she studied because she's a perfectionist, and she studied alone. She studied listening to herself and perfecting her voice.
In fact, I remember the moment when I finished a Happy Day in Hell, which was actually my the song that I was most afraid of, because it requires lots and lots of techniques, and you can't go around that, you know. You have to learn and go and just do it, and you can't survive just with your acting talent. You have to be a singer. It's not, you can't do it any other way. And I remember when I told Riccardo, okay, sit here please, can you tell me, what do you think? Because you're a real singer. Maybe you can tell me what to do better. I remember one night, we after D&D we spent hours doing a phrase of More Than Anything, because it was such a high note for me, and it was oh, it was so hard for me.
We studied it together. It was incredible. Rossa asked me to help her, and that's a big step, because she was like, okay, I have to learn this, and it's not easy to admit. And she did an incredible job. She did it. When I listened to it, when I had the occasion to listen to it, I was I looked at her and I was like, oh my god, you did it.
Remember that, and in that moment I thought, okay, I'm not an imposter. Okay, I can do it.
I hit that note.
Yes. Yeah, it was such a moving part of the job.
For me, I think I'm gonna sound so arrogant, but I'm sorry. But I wasn't scared at all. I was like, yeah, we're gonna sing. I was so happy. And when I sing, I'm less stressed than when I have to act, because I think singing is my jam. I love it. I feel so in it. I'm not stressed. I'm prepared. I've studied. I've done my job. So I'm ready for it. The thing that stressed me the most, and Rossa knows it, is that I had a lot of pressure with the importance of the song, because I knew it was a fucking hit. I knew it. Oh, can I say it slurs?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I knew it was a fucking hit. I knew people were gonna love it. I knew people were gonna be like, what's the best Poison version between languages? I knew it. I knew it so much. So when I went to recording session, I was so okay, we're gonna sing Poison. I'm ready. I've studied it. I'm ready for it. And then it kicked in this fear of not doing enough. I was yeah, I'm hitting the notes, I'm doing my stuff, but what's special about this? I have to make it special. I have to make it unique. I have to make it perfect. and I had a breakdown, a sort of mind, like a sort of mind breakdown, and Rossa was like, "It's good, Riccardo," and I was, "No, it's terrible. It fucking sucks.
I can't
Everyone
do this.
can't do this." But like, because I thought I start to think I'm not doing anything special. This is like super boring execution, and I
You
because
know
I
what? I was
it's
there. I was there,
hard.
and I can assure you that I was certain that the poison version of the Italian poison version would have been amazing, because for me, Riccardo is a teacher when we are talking about, a sensei when we are talking about music and singing. And I think he's one of the most beautiful voices in our time. And I'm not saying that because he's my friend, because I'm very, very strict. So if you have no talent, you can be my sister, and I'm gonna tell you you have no talent. But Riccardo, I admire him so much because he has the voice of an angel, like not angel, an angel.
I have the voice of Angel. That's
Not
for sure.
intended.
And I when I heard it, and I remember that I told him, Riccardo, if you're not trusting yourself, then trust me, because I'm the number one fan of Hazbin Hotel, and I'm not gonna let love or affection for you being the judge
Right.
of this thing. We're gonna make the best version ever. And I think we did.
Yeah, you did.
But if I can add something, I think the best recording session of a song was the Oreste one, because it was so fucking funny. Oh my god, I would have liked it to be recorded for everyone to watch. He doesn't have the idea of rhythm. Like, he's totally like, he's an incredible performer. He's an incredible actor.
He
But
has no rhythm. Like,
he has no sense of rhythm, and you had to like get him to understand the songs in a strange and artistic way, because he's in his world, he's in his dimension, and he doesn't get like material and real things. You have to be abstract and
because
yeah.
he's an artist. He sculpts and he paints. So he's very pragmatic, but at the same time, he needs to get things from a totally another way. So I asked my mom, that she's a very good performer. She was a opera singer, to help me, to help Oreste understand the rhythm and how to, do it in the best way. So the start of State Gone, it's sono guai, and he was sono guai. He was singing sono guai like this, but not in a bad pitch. He was just out of rhythm.
Version, it was just wrong with the rhythm. It was like, no, why? It works, but it's not like that. So and we were like, no, Oreste,
Please, it's no guai. Please, you have to do it like this, or it's not gonna work.
It was crazy. It was crazy. But it turned out so good. It turned out so good. That's the incredible part of our job. That
I don't know how.
Yeah, but turns out Oreste is an incredible actor, so he can do anything if he puts his art in it.
Many of the actors sung for their character, but the voice for Carmilla did not sing for a role. What happened there? Because I can hear a bit difference.
So the problem was that we did 12 auctions for that role, because in the Italian singing world, it's not that usual to do a very, very good belting. So the so those really long and full notes are very rare in an Italian singer, I think, or at least in the dubbing world of singing.
It's hard to find someone who could do a good belting, like full and powerful belting, and that was very hard. that was very hard. And actually, we had an incredible actress working for Carmilla at the beginning of the dubbing session.
Monica Bertolotti, she is amazing.
But she couldn't do that type of belting, like Broadway belts. So because it was out of her comfort zone, she was not used to it.
She was very nervous because she's a great singer. Huh? She's a great singer.
It's a win-win because we're gonna use Monica Bertolotti for something else.
Yes.
She's so good. So what happened is that after 12 auditions, I think simply they were like, okay, let's face it. There's no one who can do this, so let's take a singer. Let's take someone who does singing for life. And that's where Flavia Stolfi came out. She's an incredible singer.
She had so much fun. You have no idea. She always, every month, she writes to me, when can we do it again, please?
Next season.
Yes, I told her. So, but she's waiting with, in Italian we say with the a watering mouth, because she can't wait, because it's like when you want to eat something very good.
You're so like watery because you want to eat something. Yeah, so
it's an Italian saying. And but we also chose an actress for the voiceover, not the singing, that could match with her, because she had the best belting, she had the best performance, I think. But we were so heartbroken because of the Monica Bertolotti was perfect it was such a voice match with the English version, but it wasn't good enough, and we wanted to be perfect, so we had to do this choice. We were I remember that we recorded Carmilla, the singing version, like in the last 3 days that we had, so the deadline was there.
Crazy. The deadline was there, and I remember that the week before that they didn't know who was gonna voice it, so it was a rush, like a photo finish rush. It was incredible.
Which songs or parts of scenes were the most difficult to record, in your opinion?
To record, I think A Happy Day in Hell was pretty hard. But also, what?
It's gonna be the Carmilla song for sure.
Yeah, Carmilla, oof. Very hard. Because, Flavia Stolfi is an amazing singer, but to attach your voice to that face, that 2D face, it's very hard. She never
voiced, like, she never dubbed before that, so it was a new experience for her, and she had to start from the scratch, so it was incredible.
She's a very soft and motherly person. She's very gentle, and Carmilla was, she's a lioness. She's a beast, very demonic, but also very, very motherly. So I had to get Carmilla angry, Flavia Stolfi angry, to do that roaring sound that Carmilla has in English. And also, I think You Didn't Know was very hard for Valentina Favazza, Liut. She was very stressed out by those notes. It was very hard on her. Plus, Valentina, it's also very elegant. She's not a vulgar person. She's very postured, very, British almost in her manner. And it was very funny to make her sing those very bad words in Italian. And also Giulia Franceschetti, she struggled because she was afraid that she couldn't do the job well enough. And I was there the whole time.
What's most about Hazbin Hotel dubbing is that our characters are so exaggerated and so vulgar. Yeah. And it doesn't match at all with a lot of personalities of the voice actors. For example, the most different one is probably my mother, because my mother is such an elegant person, such a sweet sweet pie. So, and she doesn't say bad words ever. It's very fun. She's not evil at all.
No.
Oh no, it was very funny. And Gabriele Patriarca, the Adam
Italian
voice actor,
Adam
was
I'm
incredible.
in love.
You don't usually listen to Gabriele do such parts. He's usually casted as a very sweet character and naive.
But I remember it was the first name that I gave to Oreste. I told him Adam must be Gabriele Patriarca because he has.
We're sure of that.
It was a good voice match, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Ma abbraccia un koala per me.
Oh, mamma, te lo immagini un vero koala? Ah, ci vediamo dopo! Ma se ci accoglierete non sarà più così! Ogni cosa cambierà! Ci sarà la felicità!
Oh, yeah. I just love Charlie.
Me too.
So,
incredible.
Yeah, we already talked about that Erika sings so high in her songs. But how did you work around to sing that high in Tutto per me and the reprise?
So in Tutto per me it was easy because Riccardo taught me how to do it. And then when I understand what was the technique behind the where to put my voice to make it sound cool and how do you say it, and very that you can hear it so good that it's a very good pitch and everything it's perfect. When I understand it, then I exercised a lot, and I remember I spent 1 week doing like in repeat, you know. And but in many songs, it's not the pitch that it's my the worst thing. I have lots of struggles with the breathing, so it was the long notes that were awful for me, very hard.
As a personal teacher of Rossa, even if she doesn't ask me a lot of lessons, that Rossa has an incredibly versatile voice. She's probably a mezzo because she can hit a lot of like low notes and a lot of high notes in a very belty way. Like she has this super belt and a super strong voice.
Perfect for Carmilla. I was perfect.
Yeah, perfect. I would say that her challenge were like the more soft notes, the more little falsettos and sweet notes. Like that was her challenge. But I think she was excellent, and I will say a thing. I think she will be even better in the next season because she's too much of a perfectionist, and she's gonna be better than anyone probably for the when we arrive at the 8th season. She will be like best singer,
Broadway actor from Hazbin Hotel to Broadway.
But you know, I've tested myself. Like in the pilot, Charlie's voice is so much higher.
Yeah.
Like she's those notes.
In the pilot, I would say she's like definitely a soprano, a very light one, indeed. And
I've done. Sorry, go.
No, sorry. I think they lowered a bit, like her range for Stephanie. What's her name? Sorry,
Erika Henningsen.
Stephanie Beatrice is the baggy one.
Yes.
Because of Erika, because she has this beautiful belts. I think she's incredible. She has this
she's
super
amazing.
And
live, she's like, you know, amazing.
Challenge. I don't know how you did it because I will say something. This is a very interesting thing. When Rossa said to me she was gonna voice Charlie, and I listened to the songs, I was like, "Fuck." I was scared indeed. I believe in Rossa, but it's like, is she gonna make it? Because she's not a singer, like a professional singer.
That's why I asked him, you know, to give me an opinion if it was good enough, if I was, you know, enough compared to Erika.
I'm a very severe like person, because I believe that we have to try to make the best thing possible. So for my friends, I'm 100% sincere. As Rossa is very sincere. She has told me a lot of times, I think you have done this bad. I think you have done this. You could have done better. I think it's a healthy thing to do if you're friends with someone, if you're intimate. And I would have been sincere with Rossa if it wasn't good enough. So I was like very scared of it. I was like, Rossa, are you gonna make it? Are you sure you have to work on it? You have to. I was reminding her, you have to work on it. Take lessons. I gave her my vocal coach number, and she never took a lesson. And
I did for Inside of Every Demon is a Rainbow, because I've done my version to test me, you know.
Exactly. But she asked to me for when she had like problems, but I think that for Happy Day in Hell, she did it herself. I know she likes to do things for like by herself because she's a very strong person, and she's a bit proudy, you would say. She's a bit like, yeah, is it right? A bit.
Just as a midge.
Yeah. But even if it was like, even if like it was so hard and so like a very hard challenge, challenging, I think she did a great job.
I'm gonna cry.
And I was shocked when I listened Happy Day in Hell. I was incredibly shocked, and I said, Rossa, I don't know what to say. You blew up my expectations. You're perfect for the role, and I was wrong because in my head I thought maybe I would have cast someone else for Charlie, and I would have given and I would have given Rossa another character, a more suiting. Maybe Vaghi, maybe Carmilla if she was younger. Yeah, a bit of another character. But I was wrong, and so I said it. I said you're perfect for the role.
But so, is there an advantage of being musical in the dubbing industry?
Absolutely. In this time, in this period, you know, it's very important to be versatile. The more things you can do, the more you're gonna work. So if you can sing, everybody is gonna think about you when they have a product with singing. And in fact, I if I would think about another person that can sing like Riccardo, I don't know who I would call, you know, because
I would say that I'm not the best singer in Hazbin Hotel because there's always Gabriele Patriarca, who's a great. No, it's
he's a great singer. He's an amazing singer.
He's more experienced and he knows a lot. He knows his stuff. And wait, he's a real musician because he knows like music theory. He knows
also
how to play.
Nanni, you know, Nanni Baldini. But in your age, like you're like 20, 25, I don't know who to call, because maybe Alex Polidori is very good, Manuel Meli is very good, but those high notes, not everybody can do that, you know. So if you can sing, you are also maybe a great singer. That's amazing, and it's not that common in dubbing, in Italian dubbing. In fact, in Disney movies, usually they use match voices, like actual singers that can sing to make the songs, and then the actor parts, it's done with voiceover actors.
I think what the real problem is that when you cast a singer, you're always like doing a sacrifice on interpretation, because the singer can be very good, can be a very good actor, but if he doesn't have an actor like the tools of an actor, he's gonna be a bit more flat. He's gonna be a bit more simple and less interesting and unique. in his and specific in his interpretation. So we tried to we did something really. I don't think it never happened for a TV series like this, and it was incredible. It was incredible to find so many actors who also could sing. Maybe they were not perfect singers, but they were very good actors, and that's the most important thing. And that's why musical actors, the most big names in Broadway, are not always good singers, or at least are not always perfect singers, let's say. Okay, so there are a lot of Broadway actors who have, you would say, strange voices, maybe, like Elaine Stritch, are so good at acting, so good at performing, that their interpretation is unmatched. And I love, for example, Elaine. I love her. I love her so much, and I would never change her for anyone with a more canonical voice.
Perfect voice, you know.
Perfect voice.
How did the translation process go? And was it hard to adapt songs from English into Italian?
Absolutely. We have double the words to say things. So when you're working with music, so when you're acting with the talking parts, it's easier to bend the language and try to make the same thing saying many more words than the original. But in music, it doesn't work like this. You have to be very strict with the rhythm, the metrics of the lyrics, and I'm very I have rules with those kind of things. Many do not care about these things, but for me, you don't have to add words inside the music, because otherwise the song is gonna be destroyed by the work. The localization. So it was very hard. There were some parts that I actually totally changed, because they didn't work for me in Italian. In particular, there is a line in Loser Baby where Husk is saying, I sell my soul to save my powers. But it didn't match up with the story for me, because he didn't save his power. He lose his power during the pact with Alastor, you know. So I was saying, okay, this doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. I'm gonna make it simpler. So I'm gonna say I sold my soul and lose my power. I lose all my power, because it's a fact. He was a overlord, you know. Or there is a line from Respectless. That Velvet said in English that I didn't like, because it was too ageist for me. It was such an ageism quote. So your wrinkled face, and Carmilla does not have wrinkles. She's a demon. She's not getting old, you know. But wrinkles can also get your face when you're angry. So I said, you're losing your temper, and I can see it. And I thought that it was better, you know. It could work better, and plus it didn't gave an age problem with Carmilla, or there are many things that I couldn't match up with the original, like at the end of You Didn't Know. There is a line which is that you're an angel just like us. In Italian, is that you have wings just like us. But she doesn't have wings. She's gonna get them after again, but she doesn't have them. But
okay to say that she's an angel, like you would do that in Italian. You would say
it's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor, yeah. That she has wings like us. It's like saying she's an angel like us. So yeah.
Plus, there is the visual element, you know, and in that scene there is the
wing.
Vaghi with the wings. I get chills when I think about it. Still, so I'm always working also with the images. which are very important for me. There is a phrase from Respectless that Velvet said, it's saying, I'm the backbone of the V's. And in Italian is, I'm a superstar. I'm the most important person, you know? Because visually, you're seeing Velvet with Vox and Valentino in the background. So it doesn't matter that I'm not saying that she's the backbone of the V's, that she's the column that it's that everything is built on, because you're seeing it, you know? So it's superfluous. It's not that important.
So I also noticed that you translated some of the names for the characters, like Charlie, Stella del Mattino, and Adam to Adamo. But you did actually not translate Angel Dust, because in the Spanish dub they actually translated it to Polvo de Ángel.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
They did.
How is it?
I can't really pronounce, but Polvo de Ángel, sort of.
Polvo de Ángel. Polvo de Ángel.
It's like Polvere d'Angelo.
But
in Italian.
So,
name.
But did you translate it because it fits more into the Italian sort of?
Well,
language?
It's the religion part.
Yeah, but wait, because polvo de, por ejemplo, sorry, oh my God, I'm switching languages. Okay, for example, polvo de ángel, it's not a name. It's not a name. The Angel Dust is a drag name. It's like, it's an artistic name. It's like a lot of drag queens have names which are also like little word, like little word games, like little. They play with the words. They make something that sounds like a name but also means something else. I will make an example. It's a bit of a vulgar one. But we have an incredible drag queen here in Italy, whose name is Farida Kant. Farida Kant, and if you say it fast, is Farida Kant. Farida Kant. Farida Kant. So Angel Dust is the same. Angel Dust, name, surname, but it's also a drag. So if we named Angel Dust, if you would have named Angel Dust Polvere d'Angelo, it's not a name. Polvere, he would, or Angelo Polvere. We would say Polvere for first. So in Italian, his name would be Dust. That's not a cool name.
Dust, it would be just a reference to the drug, because Polvere d'Angelo, Angel Dust, it's also a reference to the substance, and it doesn't work that well in Italian. And plus, we translated just the names that were attached to a very important figure in religion. Because in Italy, Catholic religion is huge. So we all know that Lucifer, it's Stella del Mattino, morning star. It's not a surname. It's almost a noble name, you know. It's
like an epithet, epiteto. How do you say that?
I don't know in English.
Saint Peter, I think.
Saint Peter. It's San Pietro for us. So
yeah,
maybe
it's an existing figure in our mythology, and it has a name in Italian. It would have been, I think, it would have been ridiculous if characters spoke in Italian and then suddenly, for no reason, they said, "Ascolta, Saint Peter," and you're like,
so strange.
Know who he is. In the Bible, he is San Pietro. Angel Dust is an existing character. It's like a star name, so it works. If his name is in English, it works. It works perfectly.
It's like Cherry Bomb. Cherry Bomb, it's a song. It's a very pop culture reference. So we are not gonna say Ciliegia Bomba. It's very strange. It's so strange. It's not something
so funny. I don't know if it's the same for like strangers, like people from other countries, but for us, Ciliegia Bomba. That sounds so funny. Oh my! That sounds like pizza pasta ciliegia bomba. That sounds so
strange.
So I think they did a great job at keeping their names in English, and I think they did a great job at changing the names of some characters when there were references to biblical things and characters, because it would be so strange to name Adamo. For us, it's Adamo. Name him.
Or Eve, and not translating Eve would be such a shame. For us, it's Adamo e Eva. And that's why we didn't translate Charlie. Charlie can be Carlotta in Italian, but it's so strange. So her name is Charlie. Okay, Charlotte. So it's Charlotte Stella del Mattino, because it's not a surname. They are demons. They are fallen angels. It's not. I think that many people told us, why did you change? It's not fair. It's not good. But in our culture, it's important to keep some things in our language. Angel Dust would have been such a shame to translate it. It's such a good name in English.
Yeah, that threw me off when I watched in Spanish. I was like, wait, what? And then they changed Emily to Emilia. Yep.
Wow.
I was like, hello?
Wow.
Spanish,
That's
what
so
are you
strange.
doing?
Emilia.
Emilia.
So,
Well, we've done it because Emilia, it's a name in
A name.
Italian, but I would say why it's not an existing character in the Bible. She could be Emily. Emily, perfectly.
In fact, I don't think that her name is Emily. Like, we meet her as Emily because she's simplifying her name. You can call me Emily. You know, she's saying. So I think that her angelic name is different. It's like Sera, which is high seraphim. We call her Sera because we say Serafino, which is the same. It's the same sound, so it worked. But otherwise, we would have translated in another way.
What did you do with the accent for Angel Dust? Because obviously it's not easy to have Brooklyn accent in Italian.
Exactly. So we decided to do a different thing, because if we give like an accent to the character, like an Italian type of accent, you make it regional. You make it like that Angel Dust comes from some sort of region in Italy, but we don't know that, and that would be strange. So
we don't do that anymore. Not like in The Simpsons.
We used to do that. Like, all dubbings tend to have this type of adaptation. For example, the Simpsons have a lot of cases in which they made characters talk with an accent. And well, times have changed. We don't do that anymore because that's weird. And I think it's weird.
Yeah, me too.
Because, for example, in The Simpsons, there's this Scottish character,
Willie.
Willie, and he talks with a Sardinian accent in Italian, and it's so weird.
Weird.
What you're asking yourself? Why does this character come from Sardinia? We're in the United States, aren't we? Like, is this character Italian? But like,
it's so strange to see him with the kilt and speaking in a Sardinian accent. So it's so strange.
For example, the policeman talks with a Neapolitan accent, and it's I think it's very funny. Yes, it's funny. But it's so different from the original version. So I don't know if I would do that today. But we're talking about Hazbin Hotel. So we didn't do an accent, because I think if we wanted to, we would have made like a Sicilian accent, and that would have made sense because Angel is like a sort of mafia character. So you could do that. But Sicily for us sounds like a lot of stuff, a lot of like archetypical things, but I can assure you that it doesn't sound like a sassy star in any way. It sounds more. Yeah, it's a very, for us, it brings a lot of stuff that doesn't have nothing to do with angels.
It reinforces some stereotypes, that I don't like.
very beautiful for our country because mafia, it's all over Italy. It's not about Sicily. Yeah, in America. There's a lot of like culture, mafia culture that comes from Sicily because Sicily immigrants went to the United States. But it's a historical factor that we don't take to account when we do this sort of work because the point is that Angel Dust. What are the character points of Angel Dust? The character points of Angel Dust is that he's a star, he's very sassy, he's eccentric, he's showy, he's show off, and he always he's fluid, and he always puts on a mask. He always puts on a character. So we need to bring something dirty in her voice and something sassy and something sexy also. So we changed the accent in a characterization of the character. We gave him a specific interpretation that would have communicated all those things that, because when you give an accent,
diva, you know?
Yeah, when you give an accent to a character, you're giving him stereotypical and archetypical factors to him, because someone hears that accent and he says, okay, stereotypically this accent relates to X stuff. So we decided to give him factors in his voice that would have like
tell us something about his background, you know?
Yeah, that would evoke some traits of the characters. And we decided to use like this very smoky voice, this is the sound this is strange speaking in English with my angel voice. Very like smoky, and then I use it like he's like always enjoying every word he's saying, and he's such a star. So these are the like the factors that we put into his character, and I used a bit of like I used a lot of drag language, Italian drag language, because Italian drags tend to emphasize a lot of words and like put a lot of strength in the consonants. And that's why I didn't said "alle gambe," but I said "alle gambe," because that sounds a lot of like a drag, like a show off character. We actually have a character that said that sentence in Italy. I didn't know that. I knew I discovered that after I did it, but I actually I know that there's like this character in Italy that's very famous on the internet that actually said "ho delle gambe pazzesche," and that's very similar to what Angel said. So I evoked something that relates to our culture actually, and I didn't know that. But that's because that's the way of talking in the like super queer drag community, and so we evoked something. We didn't put an accent, we put it on a characterization. And the interesting thing is that if we try to imitate the voice of Blake Roman, the voice that Blake Roman chose for Angel in Italian, it wouldn't have sound like
it
that.
Doesn't evoke us anything, you know. It's not.
In the United States, in the American cultural context, Blake Roman's interpretation is perfect. That's what evokes that character. In the Italian one, giving him a nasal voice, that doesn't make him sexy at all. That doesn't make him sassy. That makes him a bit goofy, because in Italian you would use a nasal voice to someone a bit like, yeah.
You're the same though, you know. When you do this voice in English, you're like Blake.
No, it's not true. Not true at all.
Oh my god! Yes, it is.
Yeah, he talks, and then and I think Blake Roman also uses a bit of he smokes his voice. Yeah, a bit of fry. And actually, in Italian, we don't use fry almost at all. Italian language it doesn't fry doesn't apply to.
We don't speak like this in Italian. It's impossible to speak like this.
Yeah, she would use like this sound a lot. I actually talked to a Ohio girl the other day on the train. I talked to a lot of guys on the train, and she was talking all the time like this. She was talking like this all the time. And in Italian, se parlo in questo modo, someone would say, "Are you okay? Like, is your voice okay? Is your voice all good?" I know the only person that I know that talks like this is Francisco Vairano.
Yes.
He's outside Italy, but I think that's because he smokes. Is it possible?
He's the voice of Gollum in the Lord of the Rings, and of Snape in Harry Potter.
Severus.
So we all know that Hazbin Hotel is a bit vulgar, but I reacted to one particular scene from the Italian dub that Adam is a bit more vulgar in some scenes than the original. So we're gonna watch first the English one, but then the Italian.
I'm gonna count the slurs.
Thing ever, Vaggie.
Actually, it's pronounced Vaggie.
To think someone as worthless as you landed Lilith's little hottie. Congrats on that, I guess. È per questo che ti ho chiamata con l'abbreviazione della cosa che più me lo fa intostare. Vaggie.
A dire il vero si pronuncia Vaghi.
No, così la mia vaggina, detta Vaghi, si è messa con la vagina della figlia di Lilith. Evviva l'amore.
Can you explain why he says the V word instead of whatever?
So he did that with the V word and also with the words. Many everything. He talked about and he's being a male so many times. It's embarrassing because we wanted to accentuate to make it more. Less elegant and more like a patriarchal character, that really loves to be a male and a man. So he's very vulgar. He's worse in Italian, actually, obviously.
That's like a choice from Oreste Baldini.
Oreste.
I would say that's the editing part of our job. Sometimes directors or people who work on adaptation would say, I will edit this. I will edit this. I will change it in Italian. It will be slightly different, and to match like our culture, our what makes us laugh, and yeah. So he decided to change it, and I think that.
I think it works.
I think it works. I think it's something you can critique. You can say, but it's not like English. Yes, it's true. I would say I like it. I appreciate it, and I say
it's a very specific archetype of men. It's the very toxic alpha male. In Italy, a very archetypical toxic alpha male will always talk dirty when talking about women, when talking about women together, when talking about his masculinity and others' masculinity. It's gonna be very, very toxic in Italian. It's worse.
We have this I think we're a bit behind on this subject because when you talk about patriarchy or feminism, there are still a lot of person who roll the eyes and say, that doesn't exist. What are you talking about? But because we are a very patriarchal society,
yes.
And we have this heritage of very masculine, toxic masculinity, and I think to accentuate this trait of Adam and to make people understand how wrong that is, it was a smart move from Oreste.
Yes, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, I just reacted to that. I was like, oh gosh, that was a lot more. And my friend who helped me to translate the scene, he was like, I think I never written that these kind of things before that much. It was like cringing a little bit, feeling embarrassed.
Yeah, I get it because when you're translating it, plus you have to consider that in Italian we have so many bad words included in our language. Like we slur a lot, like in a normal life, you know. So it's part of the
that Americans slur the same.
Yeah, but I think that it sounds very vulgar in Italian when you slur a lot, much more than in English, because our slurs are very, very harsh, are composed with letters that are very strong, you know?
We have like slurs with consonants that sound very, very strong.
Yeah.
I think that's something very particular about our language. And that's the funny thing, because I think that, for example, in relation to Spanish, some words for me don't sound like bad words in Spanish. Like they would say, to say dick, they would say polla. That doesn't sound vulgar at all to me.
So
We say cazzo. How you notice how that sound? It's very
harsh.
so harsh. Yeah.
What was the most fun part of playing your character? Yeah, and has playing your character changed you as a voice actor?
For me, a lot. Charlie taught me lots of things. Be indulgent with people and not being so strict as I am. I'm still learning. I'm not that good. I'm very severe. And being more social and socialize with people with kindness, and always give people another chance if you can. And also do not take yourself all the time so seriously, you know. She's very serious, but she can be quirky in a very genuine way, and she gets embarrassed, but she doesn't fear the judgment of others at the end of the day. And plus I've learned a new voice because I'm not used to this very kind and princess-like characters, you know, which are very different from me.
That's something for Rossa. And I think what I like the most about my character is that I had a lot of space to have fun and put a lot of funny and quirky things in my character, super exaggerated and eccentric, but also with a very profound and true emotion at the base, because Angel is one of the most, I think, dramatic and characterized human, one of the most human characters. Yeah. And when he suffers is true suffering, and that's incredible. I had a lot of empathy for him, and I saw myself in him a lot. So yeah, and
obviously the funny part was working with Oreste because he's crazy.
No, he's totally crazy. It's hard.
So, what are some of your favorite lines or scenes and songs from the show?
My favorite is the finale. I love the great finale of Hazbin Hotel. That song like stick to me. But also Loser Baby and Poison are amazing. I can't really choose. I can say that there are songs that are forgettable sometimes, like Welcome to Heaven. It's a little cute song, but it's not something that hits you because it's not emotional. It's bragging about being heaven, so it's not something you're gonna think about.
Everyone judges it. I like it, but I think it's very funny.
I like it. It's funny, but it's not emotional. You know, I prefer if I have to hear a funny song, I'm gonna look for Hell's Greatest Dad, which is so funny for me. And I think one of the best scenes in all the show, it's when Alastor in the 7th episode talks to Charlie, and all the smile monologue that he does. Oh my gosh, I love that monologue. And also the scene from Valentino and Angel was
I think that's my favorite. that scene and the one in which Angel has like his breakdown with Ask, and then my favorite songs, I would say, I prefer Out for Love for the musical side, and like I like how it sounds, I like how it's sung. I would say my favorite song in terms of emotion and what it means is Loser Baby. And I think it's a very special song for me and Rossa because it's almost like a pride song. It's like if you're
if you want.
Yeah, an hymn. If you're an anthem for the outcast, and it's a bit like if you're interested in musicals, it's a bit like Frick Flag from Shrek. It's a song about being strange and being proud of it. And I don't care if I'm queer. I own it. And even if I am a loser,
it's fine.
I say that it's fine. I know it.
Yeah, my favorites are where did I go? More Than Anything and its reprise, the finale. Loser Baby and no, I forgot the last one. Oh gosh, Whatever It Takes. It's such an underrated song, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Very good. When I listened to it for the first time with Rossa, we were like, I don't know, we weren't like completely we weren't convinced. Then
but
when
it grew on me, a lot.
Yeah, grew on us a lot. I think it's a song that grows on you, and when you watch it in the context of the full show, it's very powerful and very good.
So, do you have any funny memories from recording Hazbin Hotel?
Too many, because you have to imagine that. So normally there is an adaptation of in a script when you record.
There's a written adaptation that doesn't change too much, but for Oreste, it doesn't apply because he changes everything all the time.
Work in progress.
This is more like a canovaccio, we say. This is more like the start of the adaptation, and then we work on it, and then we invent things. And for every sentence, for every line, we recorded, I think, 3 or 4 versions of it, because Oreste was like, wait, well, let's change it. It's more funny if you say, and then you propose something, and he's like, yeah, that's very funny. And so it's like, a collaboration work, and a very strange one and funny one. I don't know how.
It's very hard. It's very hard to keep the staying on track, because he's always bombarding you with these ideas and giving you lots of stimuli, every time, because
They don't even make a lot of sense at first. You're like, what do you mean? Because I don't know how to translate some suggestions that he makes, but he's like, I don't know, for example, do it more acrylic. What do you mean? Like,
What does that mean?
Sometimes with invented words, because one of the things he says the most, and I know for sure now what does it mean, but I didn't at first. When he says, this line, you made it too sblaza. That isn't a word. That isn't a word. And he means it wasn't clear. It was a bit indecisive. But it's not a word. He invented it.
It actually exists, but it's another word. It's bleza, which is not that convinced. But he transformed it, and how he say it, it's fundamental to your understanding. So if you say sblasa così non va bene, it means that thing, and you have to learn to work with him. It's very interesting.
So did you expect that the show would get as big as it is in Italy? Because I've seen you gone to many conventions like in Italy.
But I was afraid that I was convinced that it was gonna be a bang, I like an absolute banger. I was convinced, but it had in Italy lots of elements that were critical, because it's a musical, and in Italy it's not that we're not that big on musicals, sadly. I love musicals.
Musical, not we as a nation. I am very fond of musicals. I love them. We don't have the culture necessary to, I think, understand them, because we don't have a history of musical theater. We have a history of
opera, yeah.
different.
Plus,
And
it's a TV show about religion. So it's big. Religion is huge in Italy, so it could go very wrong.
One of the focal points for one of the reasons for like the success of Hazbin Hotel in Italy, because it's true, in Italy religion is very big and it's huge, because we have Vatican City and stuff, the Pope, and everyone is Catholic. Okay, but that's the reason why everyone hates religion in Italy. That's why like a lot of people are very like they critique religion a lot in Italy, because we have it like next door, and it's very oppressing sometimes. So it's a very personal subject for us. So every person that everyone wants to watch a show in which religion gets critiqued so much and it gets made fun of, because even
it's
Catholics,
it's a scandal. So it's scandalous.
There are a lot of Catholic people who enjoyed Hazbin Hotel.
And plus, there is the factor that animation in Italy is still seen as something for the kids, which is a shame. And I combat so much against this this thing, because it's not true at all, and we should know it. We should know better, and the fact that it's an adult show for adults, it's not perceived by the public in Italy. It's so strange. Like, parents and children watched it together, and then they discovered, oh my gosh, they're swearing. It's not good for my child.
Yeah, so I saw one reel on your Instas that there was a convention where like security guards had to like surround you from all the fans. How did it feel to receive this kind of love from the fans?
It's so strange.
So weird. It was so strange for us, because we're like little goblins we're dubbing goblins in our like little recording rooms, and we're not used to be recognized, and we're not used to be like acclaimed at all, and to be like that renowned, and to be like that almost assaulted by people, that was so strange for us. And I was like a bit in a dreamy state. I was like, oh my god, what's happening? What is this? And it was great. I am actually a bit, I don't know if you say it like that in English, but I'm a bit of a agoraphobic. That's like I'm scared of crowds. I'm a bit scared of crowds. But Hazbin Hotel fans tend to be very respectful, and if you say so, they don't assault you. They don't touch you. Ask to and they're a bit timid. They're a bit introverted. So
but, that's just the thing that I was talking about. Like, it's for them, it's like encountering Angel Dust, Charlie, Morningstar, Adam. It's not us, I think. It's not.
Yes, the magic that. So sorry, the magic that like begins is that we get to like make their dream true in some way. We get to create the character in front of them, and they're like, this is Angel Dust, and I'm in front of him, and this is Charlie Morningstar, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I was planning on going on a convention totally in cosplay of Charlie.
Oh.
So without saying anything to anyone, maybe not everybody would recognize me, and going around and singing, and maybe someone would stop me and say, hey, you sound just like Charlie. Yeah, thank you. I think I'm gonna do it sooner or later.
That would be really fun.
It would end so bad, so badly, I think, because you would be recognized immediately.
No, I don't think so. With all white face and a wig, I don't think that they would recognize me.
Who knows? What will you take from recording season 1 into season 2? Are the things you'll focus on more now that you know your character better?
Yes, I would say the singing part. I think that I'm gonna manage it better, with not that much struggle, and I hope at least. And I think that I will always try to do a better version of myself, of my work. It's my way of working, my way of living. Actually, I always try to be better. So if people appreciated Charlie in the first season, okay, they are gonna love it in second season. They're gonna adore it, because I need that. Like, I need to give people that emotion.
I think what I'm a bit scared of is like living up to the expectation of what Angel is, and what there's a sort of myth that has created around Angel. So now I'm a bit scared. I'm a bit like, oh my god, I don't want to to put down expectations or give something that doesn't live up to the expectations that people have. So that's the thing that I'm bringing from first season. The things that I already did that I think were good, and always to be unique, to be something, to create something new. Because what I did in first season was nice, I think, and now we have to invent something else. I think I have to come up with new ideas in my lines and something fresh that makes people do, oh yeah, this is Angel. This is because when you get surprised, we have done it. When you are bored, when you're like, oh yeah, the same stuff as always. So we have failed in that case.
So it's been confirmed that season 2 will have even more songs, and I don't know how it's even possible. Like 8 episodes again. But yeah, I'm so happy to see you sing more. And and according to Erika Henningsen, she mentioned that Baggy and Charlie will have a fun, sexy song. What do you think about that, Rosa?
I can't wait. Like, I hope that we will have the occasion to record it the same day with Julia, so we can build up flirtatious things, And I really can't wait to experiment with words and with the lyricist part, because it would be amazing to work on a sexy song. It's not something I've done yet. Like, Poison could be, in some points, it's a sexy song, but it's not. Obviously, it's a desperation song. It's a cry for help.
The suffering song.
Pure suffering.
Just to think about to start to dub the new season, I get so like thrilled up.
Me
it's
too.
Like all over again, all those emotions. It was just the first season, but you can't imagine how strong it was for us, how great it was for us, and
we were so engaged.
We were so engaged, and when it ended, it was like the spell that was cast on us finished, and we were like, oh no,
where did it go? Did it go?
So like, can you imagine it? I think my brain, to cope with the fact that I couldn't make Hazbin Hotel for a while, forgot a bit how great it was to dub it. It's because if I think about it a bit, how it is for you, Rosa, because I think about, like, do you think about, again, putting ourselves in our desk?
I'm gonna cry. Like, I remember that I woke up every single day singing Today is gonna be a fucking happy day in hell. Every day, every single day, I was singing. I was singing in my car. Everybody knew that I arrived in the studio because they heard me singing, and it was such a huge emotion. I can't wait. I can't wait to work on it. In fact, I'm pushing to convince everybody to dub Hell of a Boss because I want to live another experience like that. You know, it was unique. It was such an artistic freedom and such it was unique for me. I've never experienced something like that. I can't wait.
Wow, so beautiful.
I can't wait for season 2, though I don't know when it will come out.
Oh, I don't care. It's gonna come. They confirmed till the 4th season. So
Oh yeah. Huge. So what do you think will happen in season 2? And how will your character develop from season 1?
I hope that Charlie can work on her emotions and her empathy, because she lacks empathy. You don't see it, but she's not able to speak with others. She's a very introvert character. In fact, she sends Husk to speak with Angel in such a great dramatic moment because she knows that she's gonna fuck up.
I think she copes with the fact that she's such like a strange person who doesn't know how to relate with others, with the fact that she exaggerates everything, and she herself in this position of a super like extravagant and super
good, very good person, you know, which is out of the world in hell. And plus she's so restrained. So
it's almost like a mechanism all the time in which she convinces herself that everything is super sugary, and even herself, well, she herself
has a deep inside, you know. So, and she has always the duty to keep it on a leash. I hope that we're gonna see a more free character in Charlie, because she's always so trapped in herself, and her braid talks about it. You know, in the character design, there is everything about it. And I hope to see more of Lilith, and more of the relationship between Vox and Alastor, Serpentius in heaven. I have really great expectation on the season 2. I hope that we're gonna see also Angel grow up and try to leave the mask totally behind, and to fight back against Valentino and the contract. I really hope so, to see him grow.
Another song so much, please, and not 1 but 2, 3, I don't know, give me more songs to sing. I can't wait. And I also want to see a bit more about like Rosie. I would like that. And to know Nifty's past, but I think we will have to wait for that. I think we will have to wait a bit.
Probably. We'll know about Alistair's backstory, I think.
Yeah.
It's comfortable.
A little bit with Vox, yes.
yeah.
Vivian talked a lot about it. We're gonna discover the backstory between them.
I don't know if you know this, Rosa, but did you know that Erika is born same year as you, and also the same month, and almost the same date? Like, how crazy isn't it? That
That's so crazy. I'm so happy because in Italy we pay a lot of attention on the same year of birth, because even if voice doesn't have a year of birth, you know, it aged in a very different way.
The client, the director, they want to match the age of the actor. I think it's a bit of a silly rule.
Yeah, but in this case, it's so funny, and I can perceive her Virgo spirit sometimes when she acts. So I feel her. I really appreciate her work. So it would be amazing to meet her one day. I would love to shake hands with her. You know.
Is there anything you'd like to say to all the Hazbin Hotel fans, or even the international fans of the Italian dub?
Thank you. Thank you for your love. We dedicated everything, every fiber of our voice and self and soul to this rose, and I appreciate the love that everybody is giving us, and I would never be grateful enough. And I dreamt about being the Italian voice of Charlie since the pilot. And I remember the day that I saw the pilot and I told myself, okay, if Vivian Medrano is not going to answer me on Patreon, that's fine. One day I'm going to be her. I'm going to be her voice. And it's a dream come true for me. So thank you to everybody.
How about you?
I would like to say that, well, yeah, obviously, I say thank you to all of the fans, all of the people that follow the work of this incredible artist, Vivian Medrano, and to the people who get interest to our work. Thank you so much. It's something so particular and specific for me that because for a long time I was used to be someone in the shadows, someone who nobody knew about. With Steven Universe, I had a taste of it because a lot of people wanted to see how it was dubbed in other languages, and a lot of people appreciated the Italian dub. But with Hazbin Hotel, it has blown us away, and I am bewitched. I can't believe it. And to see that even someone outside of Italy watched Hazbin Hotel in Italian and appreciated our work, that means so much for me. That means so much because it's so incredible, and it means for me that what I do, it has a meaning. It has a meaning, and it's special. So it gives
everybody, me. It's amazing to see that you don't talk the same language. You live in another cultural background, but we reached you, and that's amazing. There's something magical about it.
And so I thank you for giving me a reason to go forward and do this work as I intend to, with all the passion that I put every day. Because sometimes you want to surrender, you want to stop. You say, "Oh my God, it's too much. Why am I doing this?" And when you see this response from the audience, you say, "Okay, there's a reason why I'm doing this." And if I can make just even one person happy with my work, it has so much value. So thank you so much. And I would like to say to everyone, please don't stop. Please contact us. Write to us. We're very friendly. So if anyone wants to talk about this, like directly, we're super open, because me and Rossa are so passionate about our work, and we're two fucking nerds. Like, there's no
I mean,
without no redemption in this case. We're nerds. There's no escape from this. And if you can take a look to my room, if you could take a look to my room, it's like a room of a 12-year-old nerdy boy. I've always been like this. I will never change, I swear. Because
neither.
Because we're like this. So
we're fans, just like you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for participating, Rossa and Riccardo. I wish you all good luck in the future with upcoming works, and I can't wait to see you reprise your roles in Hazbin Hotel season 2 and 3 and 4.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been amazing to talk with you, and thank you for this occasion to talk about our Italian, very Italian work in another country, in English, which is not something we're used to, and it's been amazing. Thank you.
Un bacio grandissimo. Grazie mille.
Grazie.